Jon Gruden just buried the Las Vegas Raiders live on TV, calling us the division's punching bag. But do we have what it takes to shut Chucky up? And behind the scenes, 3 crucial players are on the hot seat, fighting for their next contract in this 2026 season. The pressure cooker just exploded. If you caught my last video about our secret plan to protect Mendoza with the veteran wide receiver hitting the road, you already know the scenes here are boiling over. Buckle up and smash that like button to blow up our CTR, because today was absolute insanity in the Raider Nation. Let's keep it real right off the bat. Michael Mayer, Trey Tucker, and Thomas Booker IV are taking the field in 2026 on expiring contracts, and they need to prove they belong here. Things just got real, because we all know 2026 is a rebuilding year focused on developing our young talent. There's no sugarcoating it. We've got a new head coach who just walked in with a Super Bowl ring as an offensive coordinator, and he is not going to tolerate any slackers in that locker room. Let's start with Michael Mayer. The guy was a second-round pick. We traded up in the draft to get him 3 years ago. But so far, where's the impact? Yeah, I know he's dealt with heavy personal issues, battled injuries, and the coaching carousel completely wrecked any chance for him to adapt and get comfortable in an offensive scheme. But the NFL waits for no one, my friends. Now with Clint Kubiak's offense relying heavily on multiple tight ends, this is his golden ticket to unlock that potential. Given how premium the position is in today's league, if he doesn't produce, the front office will let him walk without a second thought and find his replacement in the draft or free agency. But if he balls out this year, get the checkbook ready, because something in the ballpark of 3 years and $24 million makes a ton of sense. Then we look at Trey Tucker. Since Davante Adams got traded in 2024 and Jacoby Myers left last season, Tucker has become, believe it or not, our most experienced returning receiver for 2026. The guy is a monster at stretching the field with his speed. Honestly, one of the most underrated receivers in the league last year. But the front office didn't sleep on this. We hit free agency, signed Jalen Naylor, and added 2 more receivers in the 2025 draft. In other words, he's been put on notice. If Tucker wants to stay, he's going to have to leave it all on the field. He's eyeing an extension of around $30 million over 3 years. That's a serious bag. Finally, in the trenches, we have Thomas Booker IV. He came over in a trade last year to provide depth, and the guy was rock solid. He posted a career-high 44 tackles, 7 QB hits, and played in all 17 games, starting 13 of them in 2025. Now, in our new base 3-4 defense, he's a strong candidate to be the starting defensive end. If he runs it back and dominates in this scheme, $15 million for 2 years would be an absolute steal for us. The impact of that on the roster is massive, because locking down the salary cap effectively defines our success for 2027. And if this climate of contract uncertainty already gave you a headache, wait until you hear what happened with our old friend Jon Gruden. Jon Gruden opened his mouth on FS1's Wake Up Barstool and dumped a bucket of ice water on the head of any fan optimistic about our immediate future. Yes, Gruden, who's been working for Barstool Sports since November 2024. The guy who had 2 stints as our head coach dropped his prediction for the AFC West in 2026 and put us dead last, my friend. Total nonsense. But let's break down this insanity. Chucky straight up said the Denver Broncos are going to take the division. Are you kidding me? He justified it by saying Denver has continuity with head coach Sean Payton and quarterback Bo Nix, with almost all their starters returning on both sides of the ball. Plus, they're getting a spark from receiver Jalen Waddle. Then he put the Chargers in second and the Chiefs dropping to third. And us? We're stuck in the basement. He said the Raiders will improve, but unfortunately, our division is just too brutal, loaded with established coaches and quarterbacks. My immediate reaction was wanting to smash my studio monitor. But swallowing the rage and looking at it objectively, the harsh reality is that Gruden isn't completely crazy. We know the front office pivoted to a youth movement this offseason, embracing the fact that 2026 is a total rebuild year. The AFC West is an absolute bloodbath, routinely one of the toughest divisions in the entire NFL over the last few years. But hearing from our former coach, a guy who helped guide 4 of our teams to the playoffs and knows the soul of our franchise. That we're going to be punching bags again, that's a gut punch. The impact of this on the locker room has to be colossal. I guarantee our coaching staff is going to plaster that quote in massive letters right in the middle of the facility. This has to become pure bulletin board material. We cannot accept the Denver Broncos coming in and running our division in our own house. Gruden might have damn logic on his side today, but football is settled by bleeding on the gridiron, not by handing out hot takes behind a microphone. To sum up this chaos, we have 3 fundamental pieces playing for their lives, and the salary cap for a 2026 extension, while the national media and our own former head coach are already sealing our fate in an impossible division. But I don't care about Gruden. I want to hear your voice right now in the comments. Just answer me this. Would you sign that $30 million check today to keep Trey Tucker in our offense? Or would you tell him to pack his bags and invest everything into new talent in next year's draft?